Everyone in Bali has a business, a coaching program, an agency, a personal brand, a crypto play. Ask anyone here what they do. And within 30 seconds, the word entrepreneur will pop up. But here's what I've noticed after living here and building here for the past 6 months. Most of the people here aren't actually building anything. And the line between someone who's genuinely in the trenches and someone who's living cheaply in a beautiful place and calling it a business is thinner than most people are willing to admit. I'm going to break down exactly what that looks like on the inside, including the part where I'm honest enough to say that I fall into one of those categories as well. By the end of this video, you really know if Bali is full of broke boys and broken girls, which stereotypes are actually true and which ones are not. Let me give you some context first. I've been based in Bali, Canggu, for the past 6 months on and off, running 2 agencies fully remote. I'm at the co-working 6 to 7 days a week, going to a run club twice a week, showing up to events, building a network, and trying to close some deals. I'm not here on a holiday. I'm not here to find myself. I am here to build. And from that perspective, I had a front row seat to tell you exactly what the Bali entrepreneurial scene looks like, underneath the surface and what you see on Instagram. Let's start with the broke boys narrative. It's a bit more nuanced because within the broke boys narrative, there are 2 categories. Group 1, the broke boys who are actually building. These are people using geo-arbitrage the smart way. Bali is cheap enough that you can stretch a limited runway while you build something real. You don't cook, you don't clean, you don't do laundry. That mental RAM goes straight back into work. I'm in this group right now. I'll be completely honest with you. I'm not financially stable yet. There's a lot in the pipeline. I work 6 to 7 days a week, but at least I'm honest about where I am and I'm doing everything in my power to change that. That is a completely different group than group number 2. Group 2, the broke boys who are flexing. These are the people that post a lifestyle, talk about their business in every networking event, drop numbers in conversations, go to the expensive gyms, have the aesthetics completely dialed in, have almost nothing actually going on behind the scenes. They're using Bali's low cost of living not as a runway, but more as a comfortable blanket to use Bali's cheap cost of living to cover up that they're not really going big. Being broke is one thing. Being okay with it and not even trying to fix it because Bali is comfortable enough to survive without real results, that's a completely different conversation. In my opinion, weak. But to be fair, 70% of the guys here in Bali actually fall into that category. Now, the broken girls narrative. This is the part that most people don't want to talk about honestly, but I'm going to. Just to be clear, this is not a dig towards anyone, but I will share what I've actually observed. There is a very strong spiritual crowd in Bali. Cacao ceremonies, breath work, trauma healing, sound baths. And I'm genuinely not against all of that. People can do whatever serves them. But there is a really big pattern of people going to Bali that are actually running away from a lot of their personal things, rather than running towards something. When you compare that with a culture that's heavily influenced on appearance, the lip fillers, the Botox, the perfectly curated aesthetics, you get an environment where the surface and the substance don't actually match. And it can be hard to find people that actually have their things together. Not because the people are not here, because of the noise that the aesthetics bring, the spiritual identity can make it hard to look through people and see who is actually grounded and just place to be, and the people that are actually mirroring and deflecting their own traumas on others. The question you can ask to filter, are you in Bali to escape something or to build something? Because those 2 intentions create very different outcomes. And Bali will happily accommodate both. But here's where I want to push back though. The idea that there are no real builders in Bali. Because that's simply not true. I have met genuinely highly valuable people here. Even on Monday, I met someone who just does $1 million a month in ad spend. People building serious businesses. People with real revenue, real results, and real standards. One of my friends has a company that does 80K a month. But here's the thing. You don't find them at the free events. Free events are in most cases in Bali not where the real action is. The paid ones are very, very different. B-work, a co-working that's literally 200 euros a month, the people there have at least made a minimum investment to show up. That filters out a lot of people. The Bali Brotherhood, a no BS environment focused on real growth, men holding each other accountable every single Saturday. Their paid business club, where the goal is scaling to at least 6 figures or 7 figures, and people actually track each other's progress. The more expensive gyms like Nirvana, Reload, Obsidian. I mean, I went to Nirvana before, and the sauna there is an amazing place to network. I met a lot of real estate investors, people with actual businesses, people who have skin in the game. The environment you pay to be in reflects the standard of the people who are there. Where you show up determines who you meet, and who you meet determines who you become. But here's the real question, and this one applies to you if you're in Bali or not, because the broke boy problem is not really a Bali problem. It's a you problem. One of my mentors told me something that I think about consistently. Comfort is the walking cane towards laziness. And there's a version of me that could have easily become the type 2 broke boy in Bali, in the worst sense of the phrase. If I had started drinking again, if I prioritized looking good over doing things, if I settled for comfort that Bali easily can bring, and prioritized going to networking events, talking about myself, talking about the numbers that I don't hit, and just pretending to be better than I am. It's simply not the same as actually building something and showing up with integrity. Just be aware that that version exists for you, for me, but is that version of you really the version that you want to be? And here's an honest self-reflection question that I want to leave you with. Do you attract the people that you actually want in your life? Look in the mirror. Are the people around you reflecting the life that you actually say you want? If the answer is no, you're simply not valuable enough to attract them yet. And that's not an insult. It means you have work to do. I get invited to business clubs where the goal is to get to 6 figures a month. I'm not there yet, but I show up with the value that I have to offer. Because showing up in those rooms before you're actually there is precisely how you close that gap. Stop going to the groups that only drink. Stop investing your time in people that don't serve you well. Just allocate your time to the people and places that actually accelerate your growth and your long-term goals. Because here's the truth about Bali and any other environment. You choose to put yourself in there. The place will not make you. The decisions you make inside of that place will. Bali will let you build something real, and Bali will let you get away with not building anything at all. Comfortably, affordable, with a great Instagram feed, and an amazing story about the business you're working on. But is that really the standard you want to have for yourself? So, is Bali really filled with broke boys and broken girls? Yes and no. There are people here running away from something and calling it freedom. There are people here flexing lifestyles they cannot really afford anywhere else and calling it entrepreneurship. But there are also people genuinely grinding, building real things, holding each other accountable, and moving towards a higher standard, who use this place as a nice place to live, or a perfect runway. The broke boy is not necessarily defined by its bank account. He's defined by whether he's honest about where he actually is and whether he's actually doing something about it. Figuring out which one you are, and then figure out which environment helps you to become the other one. Become the one that's actually achieving the things they want to achieve. If you like this video, subscribe to this channel. And also, if you like this video, I'm 100% certain that you love this video right here. Really. Click on it. I also have a second channel where I only talk about business stuff and the things I implement for my clients that you can find right there. And as always, visionaries, take action, and I see you in the next one. Ciao.